Spanish Minister of Foreign Affairs, European Union and Cooperation, members of the European Parliament, permanent representatives, ambassadors, Ambassador Alonso, Ambassador Rodriguez Coso, vice presidents and members of the European Economic and Social Committee, directors general and directors of the European institutions, bodies and services, representatives of the Spanish Chambers of Commerce, of employers' organizations and trade unions, other authorities, ladies and gentlemen. As General Director of New Economy International Forum, I am pleased to welcome you to this Forum Europa event, which is made possible thanks to the essential contribution of 5 companies that demonstrate their strong commitment to Europe and its citizens every day. Airbus, Iberdrola, Indra, Microsoft, and Telefónica. As many of you know, back in September, we began the celebrations of the 25th anniversary of New Economy Forum with a special ceremony where we were proud to present the Forum Europa Prize to Mr. Antonio Costa, President of the European Council. In this first quarter of the century, New Economy Forum and its platforms have established themselves as a true meeting point and a leading forum for debate. They are distinguished by their independence, openness to all, pluralism, and a firm commitment to fostering dialogue and the exchange of constructive ideas and proposals so that society may find pathways toward sustainable economic development, harmony, and social cohesion. It is in the same spirit that since February 2024, we have also been active here in Brussels under the motto Ideas to Strengthen the Union. Today, continuing along those lines, celebrating Europe and promoting the exchange of ideas to further strengthen our union, we have the great honor of welcoming Mr. José Vicente de los Mozos, Chief Executive Officer of Indra Group. It is also a privilege to have Mr. José Manuel Albares, Spain's Minister for Foreign Affairs, European Union and Cooperation, here with us to introduce him. Without further ado, Minister Albares, the floor is yours. Thank you very much.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for your invitation to the new edition of Forum Europa, organized by Nueva Economía Forum. That it's a space that continues being a privileged platform for dialogue between the public sector, business, civil society, on the European issues that are defining our era. Today, it's a pleasure to be here. I see many faces of old friends, and it's a pleasure to introduce a company that is one of the champions of the defense industry in Europe, Indra, a global security provider and a reference in innovation and excellence, a player that is at the forefront of crucial transformation at what is the most turbulent moment in international society in decades. And it's also a pleasure to introduce José Vicente de los Mozos, a person with a strategic vision, foresight, determination, and a collaborative spirit. And I've witnessed his good work in Indra, and before, in another life, when we first met in Paris, he was doing other things, but he was already helping Spain, Spain's name, and Spanish cooperation. Indra Group is one of the driving forces of Spain's defense industry ecosystem. It does so in collaboration with our small and medium enterprises, with a startup, with scientific research centers, with universities, helping to build a cohesive and robust productive fabric in Spain. By leveraging Spanish talent and Spanish technology, it contributes to the goal of achieving a strategic autonomy in defense, a technological sovereignty in Europe, something that is key for the future of our citizens. They have an industrial model, as we want to have an industrial model, that leaves no one behind and that meets the demands of the current geopolitical context, because Europe's security must go hand in hand with employment, with economic prosperity, with diversification of sources and alliances, and ultimately, the well-being of every one of our citizens. And Europe's security must be built on cooperation among Europeans, fostering industrial synergies and establishing a gradual and flexible European preference. The war of aggression that we have on our continent, triggered by Russia, Russia's aggression against Ukraine, and the devastation and induced famine in Gaza, are eroding an international order based on respect for international law and fundamental human rights. Added to this are other phenomena: climate emergency, hybrid campaigns, disinformation efforts, drone actions, as we have seen very recently here in Brussels. In Europe, the energetic crisis derived from Russia's aggression and trade disputes have made economic security an existential imperative for the European Union. European autonomy and sovereignty are essential to ensure supply security, industrial competitiveness, and economic and social prosperity. A strong, autonomous, sovereign, and global Europe requires consolidating a strategic autonomy and establishing a gradual and flexible European preference. And to this end, we are supporting and leading efforts to strengthen Europe's defense readiness and its industrial defense base by providing more tools and innovation production and collaboration among European countries. We welcome the roadmap presented at the European Council on October 23, a document that includes Spanish interests such as the list of European capabilities. Spain is one of the countries participating in the SAFE program for joint defense procurement, and we are working on the national plan that will guide our involvement. We support the European Defense Industry Program to help lay the foundation for the future European industrial framework. We are discussing now how the next multi-annual financial framework can support this collective effort to establish a European defense market. Spain's international action is complemented by strong national measures, especially regarding our industrial defense policy, in which Indra and other companies play a very important role. Investment in defense is investment in security, certainly. It's also investing in peace, in national industrial development, in competitiveness, and in job creation. The industrial and technological plan for security and defense that was presented by the government in April 2025 aligns with these goals, allocating investments to develop and acquire new telecommunication and cybersecurity technologies, improving the working condition, training, equipment, and safety of our armed forces, and manufacture new defense and deterrence tools. The European defense industry will continue to consolidate a strong, competitive, and internationally oriented national industrial base. We are supported by leading companies with decades of international experiences. Actors like Indra. There are others as well that are Spanish champions. They exemplify an innovative, export-oriented industrial fabric committed also to European security. Their leadership in areas such as naval engineering, command and control systems, land defense, space strengthens Spain's international presence and contributes to advancing Spain's and the EU's strategic and technological autonomy. Today, we are fortunate to have with us one of those architects of this leadership, José Vicente de los Mozos, that will take the floor after me, so I will stop here. reaffirming that you can count on the Spanish Ministry of Foreign Affairs in the historic negotiations that are taking place in Brussels, in dialogue with our allies at bilateral and multilateral levels. And of course, you can count on the astounding work carried out by all our embassies to secure that our national defense industry know-how is well known and well placed all over the world, and that we will continue defending peace and human rights because are the basis of the real security for all of our citizens. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Minister de los Mozos. The floor is yours. Just to let you know that the Minister will need to leave after Mr. de los Mozos finishes his speech because he has another meeting. And after the speech, as usual, we will have the Q&A session. We look forward to getting your questions and kindly ask you to write them as clearly and concisely as possible. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Minister Albares, ambassadors, members of the European Parliament, civil servants, colleagues, and friends. Buenos días. First, I would like to express my gratitude to the Minister. Gracias, Ministro, por acompañarme y recordar aquellos tiempos de París que parecen cercanos pero son lejanos. Your presence today demonstrates your commitment in the strengthening the competitiveness of the Spanish defense industry at a crucial time for the European Union and Spain. I would also like to thank the organizers, the other sponsors, as well as all the attendees today. It's my honor to address such a distinguished audience. Today, I'm here to present Indra strategic plan leading the future. That was launched 2 years ago, and the impact in the company has been very strong. If we compare the competencies that I found in the car industry with Indra, we have high capabilities from technological point of view in defense similar to the car industry. But to work together, I think this is a point that we are transforming the company because faster together we can go quickly. I will also like to share my reflection for my 40 years of industrial experience worldwide, and particularly from the last 2.5 years at Indra, a Spanish defense and technology company undergoing a deep transformation to lead the future with a strong European focus. Leading the future is a strategic plan with clear financial objectives: turnover, EBITDA, EBIT, and free cash flow, built upon a 360-degree analysis and structured around 7 strategic pillars, and the plan has 3 steps. From 2024 to 2026, step 1, focus. Focus to reorganize the domestic industrial footprint in Spain. Step 2, from 2027 to 2030, scale up is to grow, scale up in Europe and worldwide. And from 2031, 2035 is lead. In our Q3 results, 1 week ago, we have announced that step 1 focus will be completed 1 year in advance by the end of 2025. At that point, we will prepare a capital market day in Q2 2026 to present to the market our step 2, scale up, and the roadmap to achieve 10 billion euros turnover before 2030. In this context, there are 3 guiding principles in our action. First is the objective to be a competitive company with a Spanish and European NDA in a global market. Today, the aerospace, security, and defense ecosystem is undergoing a daring transformation driven by increasing geopolitical challenges, such as the war in Ukraine, as well as the new advanced technology such as artificial intelligence, computing, data processing, storage, and protection of secure communication. Addressing this transformation required a clear and shared strategy, and Indra Group has been preparing for this context for the last 2 years, focusing on the execution of our industrial plan with the objective of gaining competitiveness by scaling up production and reducing our delivery lead time. From an operational perspective, we are strengthening our production and delivery capability through an expansion 3 times our industrial and technological footprint across Spain. And this transformation stems from design to cost, standardization, product portfolio. And that is the last announcement, the new land vehicle plant in Asturias, El Tallerón, new radar plant in Córdoba, new R&D center in Vigo, that we have created in the last 2 years 3,000 employees in Spain, and in the next 2 years, after the last program modernization, we are going to create other 3,000 employment in Spain. We think defense industry will be a vertebrate element in Spanish industrial and also in European. Frankly, I believe it. We are also transforming our supply chain model, integrating a strategy from the car industry that I think I know very well. Last year, we decided to implement Plan 500. We had more than 2,000 suppliers. Today, 95% is done by 550 Tier 1 suppliers. What has been done is to coordinate our supply chain. Everybody is on board, but we have rationalized. And what has been the output? Very simple. Quality improvement, delivery time, and competitiveness. Because it's very important the defense industry start to discuss about competitiveness. Today, everybody is focused on delivery time. But if we don't work from the beginning, from design to cost, tomorrow no will be competitiveness. Because now the demand is higher than the offer. But in 2-5 years, the offer will be higher than the supply. That is, we are not competitive from the beginning, that tomorrow we have a competitive power. That is very important to integrate in our mindset. It's important to mention that to maintain the level of ambition, we need sustainable regulatory and public investment framework with a strategic vision that generates a stable demand for solutions and services in the long term. The sample that perhaps best help us to visualize the appropriate level of ambition and the challenge we face today are the Defense Special Modernization Program in Spain that show the support of the Spanish government in our project. I fully agree with Prime Minister on Spain. We like to discuss about the capacities. We need to discuss the capacity, not about the percentage. I put the same example. If everybody in this salle, we want to run 100 meters, we are not in the same condition. Some people we need more time to train them than others. That's the key point is discuss how to adopt the capabilities that we need to answer the threat that Europe today are facing. The second principle is our growth model is based on investment in differentiating capability. In the current Ukraine context and the growing threats that Europe is facing today, together with the vulnerability of the critical infrastructure, it's essential to deliver this capability and products flawlessly. This is the main challenge for Indra and the entire sector after many years of underinvestment and limited ambition. It's very important. We need to grow that ordered way. I think if tomorrow the expense will be very high, European industry cannot absorb as they serve. That is very important toward this increase in the gradual way. And at Indra, we have taken the decisive step forward by investing on differentiating capability and preparing for a rapidly changing environment. We have decided to develop 4 new divisions: Indra Land Vehicles, Indra Weapons and Ammunition, Indra Space, and Indra Mine, to adopt this new context. I will explain. Indra Land Vehicle, I think Spain needs to have a company to develop a manufacturing land vehicle for military use. We need to take this capability, first for domestic market, in the future to export. And for this, we need a technologue. It's for that we are very open to work with other companies. In the test case, we work with General Dynamics, Europe. You know, TESS is a consortium with SAPA, Escribano, Indra General Dynamics. But also, we discuss with Rheinmetall, that European land vehicles, because we need to build our frame. I think it's logical that Spain want to develop this new business because the lesson learned from Ukraine war are as for. Number one is land vehicles. I think we need to refresh all the land vehicles in military. Second, the arrival of drone anti-drone. Third is secure communication. And fourth is mobility. Okay? It's for that we are focused on new division in this lesson learned. Indra Land Vehicle. Second, Indra Weapon and Ammunition is to seek to provide Spain and Europe the necessary capability to protect our societies against emerging threats. And as you know about radar, we are one of the top companies worldwide. I think we have capability in the duality cyber with air traffic, that today we are the second company worldwide, and I hope in the future to take the leadership. For that, Victor is there, or Manuel, director for air traffic. But also for military use. But also all the anti-aerian system, everybody talk about anti-aerian, and we have very good solution that we are creating, and today our prototype is in Ukraine. Okay? Because the best way to check the prototype are Ukraine. That first is Indra Space. You know, Indra Space, we decided for secure communication, create a company end-to-end. We bought Deimos last year, and now, last week, our board has approved to go to general shareholder to finalize by Hispasat and the Hisdesat. And last one, Indra Mine. And that's, I want to explain a little what Indra Mine. Indra Mine is the most powerful artificial intelligence platform on the market for decision maker in critical operational environment. Represent a decisive step toward a technological sovereignty for Spain and for Europe. We are already implemented both civil and military use cases, such as emergency management or combat system with advanced intelligence capability in Minsite and our defense division. We have many use cases to integrate in this new platform. One day with my chairman, a Sunday morning, we say, how we can add value to Minsite, our IT division. And we discovered we have too many use cases, but we didn't have a platform. So that the US had the platform. And we decided to create the platform. And we think it will be add value also for European sovereignty. Additionally, we invest at this moment 9% in R&D from the turnover. I think it's a high level of investment. We take commitment when we present the plan from 2024 to 2026 to invest 1.2 billion euros. At the end of October, we have invested 890 million euros. That R&D is the key point to prepare to scale up for the next year. The third principle is the formula to achieve European scale by contributing to the construction of European model of defense, resilience and security to establish a collaborative flagship program and business alliances. We need to be realistic. We believe in the consolidation in European defense industry, but each country wants to keep their sovereignty. We think the consolidation needs to be done by flagship program, that the different companies, different countries work together and to co-lead the project. One example is FCAS. You know, FCAS, we work with France, with Germany and us, with Dassault, with Albares and Indra. We are not Dassault, we are not Airbus, okay? And when I discussed with my colleagues of Dassault and Airbus, and I believe that FCAS will continue because I think for the Union need to be successful. One of the flagship, the first program to be successful, because if this program is not successful, many people can have can hesitate about the future. That is very important that FCAS becomes successful. And for us, and we are well aligned with the defense minister in Spain, we have a clear vision about the program. It's very simple about the program. If we pay 33%, we need 33% the work share for industry defense in Spain, not only for Indra, for industry defense. We are very pragmatic, okay? I think what the advantage we have in defense industry is we are flexible. And we are open to work with different countries, okay, with the respect and the flexibility. I think this mindset is very important, that the different companies in Europe work in the same way. I think the consolidation only becomes with flagship program, because any company in any country wants to lose the capability. When we check some company in some country, forget, nobody sells, okay? That's the only way to consolidate is work together. And that is we are pushing, maybe because in my previous life, I worked many years in the alliance with Renault, Nissan, Mitsubishi. My mindset to work with different companies is very open. In Indra, we want to challenge and to support with other European companies in this way. Dear friend, Indra already has a relevant position at the European stage, and we intend to strengthen it. We are involved in a strategic technology-based project that support the critical operation in our current and future customers. We participate in more than 70 European projects funded by the European Defence Fund. Some of these projects, for example, command and control, air defense, including drone defense, cyber defense, are essential to building the capability most needed for the strategic autonomy of the European Union and its member states. But also, one point I don't understand very well, we participate in 70 projects from the Union, no one scale up. I think we need to work very clear in all the life cycle. I think if European Union invests from the beginning European fund, it's very important that the technology we decide in the European fund will be used later in the moment scale up. Because if not, we lose delivery time. And thus the discipline, I think, is important. We are leading in the European air traffic management system, developing software with the most advanced algorithm in the world. For example, Eurocontrol, control of London Airport, NAS Canada, Middle East. These systems are supporting the operation of the world's densest traffic airspace and is therefore sought after by air navigation services providers looking to modernize their infrastructure, whether in North America or Middle East or elsewhere. We are building solid alliance and collaborative frameworks that I told before with European defense leaders, and we are focused on growth in Europe. We are making significant investment to strengthen our capability. With a 3-time expansion of industrial and technological footprint and the launch of Indra Mines. I would like to conclude. Indra is a company undergoing a rapid, deep, daring transformation into a technological industrial group committed to the sustainability, resilience, and the well-being of our societies. Our goal is to meet our customer needs from a leading position in Spain and a co-leadership position in Europe. Our ambition is to be recognized as a reliable partner supported by our industrial, economic, and military stakeholders. Government-to-government agreement to systematize joint development and joint capability acquisition model will be a necessary condition for granting the European Union strategic autonomy in the long run. This requires persistency and hard work. I need to say that today in Spain we are well aligned with the Spanish government, with the Defense Minister, with the SEDES, with the Minister, with the Foreign Affairs, with the economy. I think now is the real time to scale up, to transform our industry. We discussed about Europe, but also I need to explain you US, is other on-home market. We announced last week investment $50 million in a new plant in Kansas for air traffic. We manufacture in US radio for US need. If you want to sell it in US, you need to manufacture in US. That will manufacture radio. Also element for ticketing, for transport. I hope in the future radar for air traffic. Minister and attendees, this is the roadmap of Indra Group. We have ambition. We want to take the lead and work with all the Spanish industry. We have a responsibility. Today, more than 77% of our suppliers are Spanish. We have a responsibility. Last week, we have a meeting with 600 companies, startup, university. I think never in Spain we have been this type of meeting. We have a responsibility, but also we want to grow in Europe, and we want to work hand to hand with other European companies. Minister, thank you very much for your support, and thank you, colleagues, today. This is our roadmap. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Let's start with the Q&A session. In your speech, you mentioned Indra Mind. What makes Indra Mind unique, and how does this translate into differential value for your customers and for Europe? And what is the market in which Indra Mind is positioned?
Well, Indra Mind was created to produce everything we care about, integrating the group's capability and assets the cybersecurity, cyber defense, electronic warfare, autonomous platform, drone or anti-drone, and artificial intelligence. Our core competitive advantage is therefore based what we already are. First, civil-military duality. We operate in both sectors simultaneously. Defense drive our innovation with extended demand. The civil market gives us a scale. We consistently transfer knowledge between both worlds. Second, European technological sovereignty. In a context of critical strategic autonomy, we offer a credible alternative developed in Europe, for Europe, lead from Spain in major defense projects. And third, is an open and interoperable architecture. We don't force the replacement of existing systems. We integrate legacy infrastructure and enhance it with future capabilities, which is crucial in defense where cycles are long. The result? Faster decision, autonomous operation, superior cyber resilience. Indra Mind connects technology, data, and human talent to generate real operational intelligence where error is not an option.
Thank you very much. There's another question. The European Commission presented recently a proposal for the next multi-annual financial framework, the EU budget for 2028-2035. It includes a competitiveness fund. What's Indra's position about it?
Well, we are very positive, okay? I don't talk about the number, the trillion, because I lost, frankly speaking. Every day we have more trillion or billion, okay? We are going to follow the discussion in the Council and the Parliament. I think last week, the 23rd of October, the Council in Europe was very clear about the direction. But we have also very clear tools, that SAFE or EDIP. But for me today it's unclear is how we are going to transform this tool in real contracts. Okay? Because at the end of the day, I need contract. Okay? I need to have the vision. I think it's good to have a vision 2028, 2035. That is good because that gives us ability to prepare and scale up. But we need to clarify from the Union how will we operate this, when, and we'll have flagship European project? No. For example, about SAFE, Indra has been the first company in Europe to prepare a catalog I delivered to Commissary Kubilius with all the products. Okay? But I can imagine other company also has built the catalog. Now we need to look what will be the correspondence in SAFE between each country, what the country require investment and what is the work share in each country. That's very positive, the direction is clear, but how we are going to instrument this, we need to follow and see. You know, in Spain is with Santo Tomás, ver para creer, okay? That will follow.
Thank you very much. There are a couple questions on space. Indra is investing in space. How do you see the Bromo initiative? And there's a question from David Viduero from Radio Nacional de España. Is Indra interested in participating in the project with Airbus, Thales, Leonardo to create a European big player in the space sector?
Well, Bromo, you know, are in the process. Bromo is a project is ongoing, okay, with Airbus, Thales, and Leonardo Aerospace. They continue. I think in our case, we're very strong in operator sector with Hispasat and Indesat. And the idea in Astrid is not to be work in big satellites. We are very interested in LEO satellites. With Hispasat, we integrate Iris2. Also in air traffic with Enaire, we want to develop Startica, the constellation LEO for air traffic. You know, the first radar in aerospace vigilance are from Indra. We have in Germany, we are in Spain, and Indonesia in other countries. We need to look for our space in the Astrid. That's why no work for Bromo, because Bromo is concentrated in Astrid and they have very big scale. Why not to become a supplier in Bromo for some capabilities? But later we have operators. We think in the same way that the upstream has been ordenated, I think the downstream also will be operated. And that we have a word to say because we arrive at the right time.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There is a question on SAFE. Concerning SAFE and its 150 billion euro for joint procurement, does Indra consider this an opportunity for the competitiveness of the European defense industrial and tech base, or rather for other industries in the US or Asia?
Yeah, I think it's a very good opportunity. It's for that we prepare this catalog. We have discussed also with the defense minister. It's in Brussels, the Commissar has, but we need to study how we are going to spend this money. Okay, because if the country A requests 20 billion euros and they request to be with the country industry, it's a different story. Is each country require the most adapted technology we have in Europe? Because at the end of the day, all this purchasing will be government to government. That is very important, discuss government to government, what is the most adequate product that we can deliver to the different countries. Okay, that is not an industry B2C, it's an industry B2B, and it's for us very important to well align with the government in your country, for a different country, to use the maximum efficiency for safe. But I think we can deliver anti-aerian, we can deliver radars, man and control. We have products to deliver, okay? But I think the project will be at the end of the year, in January, that we'll see how we are going to, will be instrumentalize the contract of the state. But for Indra, it's a very good opportunity, and we are very interested, and we are very active.
Thank you very much. There's a question that's related to what you just spoke about from Ana Bush of La Vanguardia. Europe is now organizing coalitions of countries to build the new capabilities needed in the new Europe of defense. Which flagship projects, in your view, can Spain lead?
Well, we need to be careful, because 2 weeks ago I say, okay, Union European has 4 flagships. The drone war, mobility, space, and secure communication. Some countries say, why Union give me the priorities? But we need to see at the end of the day what will be the flagship, because I think needs to be a balance between Union vision and country requirement. But also I can imagine that I explained before, not all the countries have the same level of capabilities today. And also the need inside the 27 countries are not well aligned, because each country has different priority. That all these elements need to be harmonized to define the flagship. But for example, I think it's clear, Europe needs an anti-aerian system. That is very clear. I think the drone threats every day in this country, we need an answer about this. We cannot stop the airport, or we cannot live with the threat. And today there are European technology that we can support to reduce the threat of drone anti-drone. But that is a balance between the Union and the country. And also we expect in the same way, when we analyze the budget 400 trillion, that 120 trillion will be for defense and aerospace in from 2028 to 2035, is a balance of the discussion between different countries. And that is important. It's clear there are some countries that take the lead, but I think also with the weight that 4 countries in the European Union, also we need a word to say.
Thank you very much. There's a question from David Vidoiro of Radio Nacional de España. How can Indra participate in the drone wall project? If you could develop on that.
Well, you know, one of the PEN is the program of Spanish modernization, is the anti-aerian. We are going to deliver to our army 18 anti-aerian systems. We have the solution in UTE with Escribano, because we deliver the flash, the reflex, but they also deliver the tower arms. That is a good example of collaboration. And today we have a solution. And that is very important. And before somebody asked me the question, you know, we are in the current project to study integrate Escribano in Indra. Okay? This is a good example. I think we need to have a clear anti-aerian solution. We need to have a clear ADN industrial. Indra is technological company. Escribano is industrial ADN. It's a very clear complementary portfolio. But it's clear that our chairman is Escribano, because if the company will be, no Escribano, will be Ruiz Perez, the deal will be done some time ago. That is for that, some months ago, I discussed very clear in the board to create a commission to avoid all interest conflict. And I smile every day when the press say it's next board in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. I don't care about time. I care about the governance of the company, because it's my responsibility, and we keep with the board and the commission the maximum transparency. Because I believe that together we can give a solution in anti-aerian or in land vehicles, because together we can take a generalist for example, and a moment say we need to transform car industry in defense. Ladies and gentlemen, today with Escribano, we can discuss with a generalist, we can build a light vehicle, 1,000 tons, for a pickup, for example. I don't need a technological defense, because I can deliver all the assets in defense. That I can go for other projects, not only domestic, also to export.
Thank you very much. There's a question from Antonio Fournier of Intel Corp. Could you please develop your strategy for technology drivers such as AI support, microchips, plants partnerships, and cloud services?
Well, artificial intelligence is a key point. One of the points that we work in Indra, I was very upset, frankly speaking, because when I arrived to Indra, we have 2 words, Minside and the rest. Okay? They don't talk. And we have the capability inside, but we don't use for the rest of the company. And now, from June, we have decided all the capability work for all the company, because also defense need to digitalize. It's in this context we create Indra Mind, because we have too many use cases, too many experience about digital cloud, cybersecurity, cyber defense, and can be used. And also in mobility, you know, we have made a request for Transport for London, a big project that we don't know the answer today. But, for example, it's a common work from inside and mobility. And also in air traffic, also integrate AI. Okay, we have technology, we have all the tools, we can accelerate more than our competitors. And in May, we have FINDEF. FINDEF is the exhibition in defense industry in Spain. I was very upset when I look my competitor in IT, I don't see him inside. Okay, that will be solved. About the chips, we have invested in Spark, because in the radar, the nitruro or the gallium will be an element. For that, we have invested, because for us, the electronic with nitruro, the gallium will be the core business. Okay, that is our strategy for gallium nitruro.
Thank you. Thank you very much. There's a question from Antonio García del Riego from the European Economic and Social Committee. The program, the Indra strategy requires lots of funding, and at the same time, the banking sector is regulated and cannot finance companies with a high level of debt. How does Indra face this restriction?
Well, when I present the plan, the 6 March 2024, with a commitment the debt 1 time EBITDA. Today, we have grown, we have 0 debt. 0 debt. The banks came every day to propose us money. Okay, you know, we have been the first European company in defense to sign and credit from BEI. Also, we are discussing with the ICO in Spain. The problem now is not to have money. I can have money. The problem is where I spend my money. Okay? You know, I'm a football player, but if you request to buy Mbappé or Lamine Yamal, they request too many millions. Okay? That the question is how to invest this money. It's for that we are recruiting between 15 and 20 companies, Europeans, Spanish, US, to grow. But we need to pay at the right price. And today, when you toll in defense, you go 15, 20 minimum EBITDA. Okay? It's for that we decided to create Indra Venture. Why? Because, frankly, we stay a little tired that create funds, grow the company, and to pay very expensive. I prefer create my Indra Venture by myself and to support the startup from the beginning. Okay? And that's the strategy we have developed.
Thank you very much. There was a question on talent. Talent is critical for innovation. How is Indra attracting and retaining top AI and cybersecurity talent, and what partnerships exist with universities and research institutions?
Yeah. Well, we have different agreements in Spain with university and technological center, because in some cases our capabilities are very specific. I give an example: air traffic. That you know, in air control, with all the confidence from the team, we try to transfer the air traffic in Europe, and also it's a very good example for other regions. That is very specific talent, okay? And radar is very specific talent. The problem is not train the talent. The problem is not lose the talent. Because today the defense market are very hot in Spain, and we are very focused in Madrid. It's for that we decided to decentralize some capability outside Madrid. Madrid or Barcelona is the same. There are other cities in Spain with very good university that we can work in vertebrate way to grow. Yesterday, for example, I discussed about Catalonia. You know, we decided to invest in cyber. We are going to create more than 1,000 employees. But I said to the team, no 1,000 in Barcelona. We have Lleida, we have Tarragona, we have Girona, and there are the good university. Because everybody only think Madrid, Barcelona. It's very good. But today, the young people don't want to live in their city. I think in defense and also with the new technology, we can offer a job proposal inside the environment, and I think that will be good for the balance of the life of the young people.
Thank you very much. This could be a day-long conference, but we get to the final question. You already discussed your merger with Escribano is underway. Can we expect any other corporate development operations at European level?
If I told now all the items we study will be the first page in all Spanish newspaper I see today. Okay? I say we are in the machine around 15. Analyze, to buy, and also to disinvest non-core business. Okay? It's very clear. But the advantage is we don't have debt. We don't need to go to take a wrong decision. We have time. We know where we go. We know what are the priorities in the company. Now the company is to prepare the second capital market day and to prepare all the program in Spain, to prepare to save. We have too many jobs to do, but also we have a responsibility in Spain for industrial defense company, because the minister gives us the confidence, and we need to answer this confidence to coordinate all the industrial sector. I can tell you it's not easy, because we come from a story with many isolated companies. And to change the culture is not in 1 month and 1 year. We need time. But I think with Ángel Escribano and all the team, don't forget, we have 60,000 people in Indra worldwide. We believe in the project. We have confidence. We have a very good talent. The team worked very hard. And I'm optimistic about the Indra future, but also I'm optimistic about the sovereignty of Europe and to work together with European companies. We need flexibility, but it's clear also that we need to change mindset in some case. But I'm confident. And then I think when too many Spanish people speak in English when everybody is Spanish, it's not good.
Thank you very much. Before giving you the floor one last time for concluding remarks, I would like to thank you all for being here with us today, and also thank our sponsors. A final word from you, please, José Vicente.
Final word is, I believe in Europe. But Europe needs to be built together. From Indra, from Spanish Industrial Defensa, we are working very hard, and we want to work with all the European companies because we think that Spain is engaged with the Union, and the Defense Union also is engaged with European industrial defense and the sovereignty of Europe. Thank you very much.